Hi, welcome to Kung Fu Pod. My name is Sifu Mimi Chan.
And I am Sifu Oscar.
Thanks so much for joining us. We would like to help you with your Kung Fu stances. And one of the things that you and I are always discussing is what is a quick fix to fixing all of your stances at once? So whether you're in a riding horse stance or a hill climbing horse stance or a cat horse stance, there's a lot of different Kung Fu stances here at Walam, but even golden chicken, right? There's so many stances. We found that the quick fix or one way to improve all of them is improving your posture. Did everyone just stand up a little bit straighter just now?
I did.
So I'd like for you to maybe talk to us a little bit about how, one, the posture affects the stance, and then how can we fix it?
So we notice students struggling with balance, and a lot of times they're looking at, maybe rightly so, at some of the feet and the legs are strong enough to make them lose their balance, but sometimes more often than not, we notice that it's their posture. They're not having this nice straight line up their center line. And so if you think about it, if I'm trying to do some kind of movement, but I'm leaning forward a little bit, that is throwing my center of mass off and my balance is going to be off. So we'll do a quick checklist on how you can improve your posture, but also just do something throughout the day. The first thing is often missed is what is happening with your neck. So because we're on our phones and we're leaning forward a lot, we want to think about having the back of the neck nice and long. There's a lot of different ways that you can cue this. One, in Tai Chi, we sometimes say, hey, imagine there's a string pulling you up gently. The other, which I like to think about, is just imagine the crown of your head being grabbed and being pulled straight up, but not just straight up, a little bit back. And you can visualize your jaw being pushed back and up. It may make you feel like you're getting a little bit of double chin. We're not going into an exaggerated position, but if you notice, by just playing around with your neck position, that already is going to set yourself into better posture, right? Into getting into a good position. These muscles here, right in the front, you can think of them almost like columns, these pillars that are holding your head up in a good position. So when you get that jaw pulled back, you'll notice those muscles fire a little bit more. Think of them as your neck abs, right? So a lot of people have lower back issues. The lower cervical spine is sort of, you can look at that as like similar to the lower back. You want to make sure that it's in a strong position. So that's for the neck. Now, when we think about the rest of your torso, I love the training from foundation training, which is basically teaching you to do what they call decompression breathing. And the way that that works is if you find kind of the lowest part of your ribs with your thumb, and then find those two pointy parts in the front of your hip with your pinky, when you breathe in, you want to think about creating space. This is a skill that does take time, but one way you can think about it is you can think about that creating space. Another way is you can think about a small Sifu Mimi inside of Sifu Mimi, kind of pushing out, right? And you visualize the collarbone spreading, the back of the neck getting a little bit longer, the torso expanding by the breath, and you'll notice already that you're in a better and a stronger position. If you're not used to working on your posture, this will be fatiguing. You need to build posture endurance, just in the same way that you build endurance for anything else. So it's a thing that you're going to need to do to practice. But working on your posture is going to translate into having better stances and better Kung Fu overall.
Yeah. Quick question is, I know that a lot of times when we say, okay, fix your posture, we get a lot of
the
a lot of
pinching.
this,
That used to be
right?
me. So yes, and this is just a misconception where
We don't want to be here, but
maybe
we
from movies or militaries, like shoulders back, and we make the mistake of pinching our shoulder blades back, and that actually is not a strong position to be in. So I really like to think about creating more space. So by doing this decompression breathing, it's not that you're pinching your shoulders back, but you're creating space and widening your shoulder blades and also spreading your collarbones. And that is a much stronger position to move from. You can see the difference. So go ahead and go into the pinch shoulder blades back. That you're exaggerating too with the top of the head, but you'll notice that it causes more extension of the low back, which is not a strong position to be in, more extension of the neck. It's just not the best position to be in. So I prefer to think about getting that back of the neck nice and long so we get our head in a good position, right? And then the decompression breathing, which is more of an expansive type of, creating space position as opposed to pinch the shoulder blades back.
All right, there you have it. Let's work on our posture, and that will at least improve all of your stances. It's a great starting point and something we don't often think about because we're thinking about our legs so much. But just remember, from here to here, your whole body is moving for Kung Fu and is essential for Kung Fu or Tai Chi, actually. So thanks so much for joining us today on Kung Fu Pod. We hope this has been helpful. We'd love to actually work with you one-on-one. If you're interested in remote coaching with either Sifu, Oscar, or myself, we are actually taking remote clients.
Right, and it's a handful of clients we take at the beginning of each month, depending on our availability, but this is a way that we're able to focus specifically on what your goals are on your martial arts journey and help guide you through it.
All right, thanks so much for joining us. Until next time.